Hi, I'm Eva.
And I'm Gina. And we're here, we're used to saying...
And it's the Gina and Eva Show.
Yeah, so today actually it is the Gina and Eva Show, but really it's going to be a spotlight on money and how to make it lighten up about it and make it a game. Because we all feel a little heavy about it.
It's a little serious. It can get to be a heavy subject. And if any of you understand the law of attraction, whatever you focus on, you're going to get more of whether you want it or not. So if you're focused on money and you have a really negative charge about it, it's no wonder you're struggling with your money. So we want to shift that around and we want to lighten it up and mix it up and make it be something a little bit easier so that you begin to attract a little more of that money into your life.
So let's say, for instance, you're doing your balance sheet, okay? Some people like what they see on their balance sheet and some people don't. No matter what the number is, and sometimes we can look at the number and go, oh my gosh, I'm not making enough. No wonder I'm not paying all the bills. I got credit card debt coming out of my kazoo.
Or I just refuse to look at the numbers.
Yes. That would be called a negative charge. But if you want if you want more money, you really have to focus on what you're going for over there. Yes, you can cut expenses, and yes, there are some other steps that you can take if they feel good to you. But the focus has got to be on attracting more money, more than it is getting upset about the debt or the financial place that you're in.
You know, and sometimes we like to tell people, take money out of the equation. We're not going to do that because we're talking about money today, but sometimes that's what you want to do, and go for what is it that the money is giving you. What is it you want that money for? And it might be pay off the debt or pay off your bills. And it might be, I just want to have a nice home. I want to be able to go places without wondering if I can afford it. So getting to the essence of what the money is for is a really good way to kind of lighten up about the subject.
Yeah, so let's just give you an example how this works. Can you hand me some dough, baby?
Oh, baby.
Okay, so money, right?
Money.
You have some money, let's say.
A little money, maybe a little money. Maybe
so you have money, right?
Money.
And then you find out you don't have enough for whatever expenses you have or some bills coming up. Maybe it's rent is due or my mortgage is due, and literally I don't know how I'm going to pay for it. And we start getting tight about it, like, right? So if you were to give me more money,
I cannot give you more money.
Literally,
loosen up, lighten up.
So if I were to, loosen up the grip, hold my hands out,
then I can say, sure.
I mean,
we're money salad here.
We're being silly, but this is really how it works, because when you're feeling tight about money or focusing on what you don't want, it's literally like a kink in the hose of your prosperity gets bent in half. And you might get little trickles coming through, but it's so much easier if you straighten out the hose. And how you do that is getting very clear. First of all, here's what I want, rather than here's what I don't want to happen. I don't want to be late on my payment. I don't want to live here forever. I hate this house. Or what if I can't put my kids through college? But if you focus on what you're wanting,
and why you do want it. What is it I do want, and why do I want it?
This is a really good point, because sometimes we say we just want more money, and it's not, there's not enough juice behind it. Money for the sake of money is really not enough, because it's what you're going to do with the money, or how's the money going to make you feel. Some of you just want more money so that we can feel secure. If I have a nice stash over here, I feel safe and secure. That's what it's going to give me, security.
And if that feels good to you, that's a perfectly legitimate reason for wanting it. Whatever reason you want it for that has you feel better, it's legitimate, and you absolutely can have it.
So your big deal is, how do you make money not such a big deal? You can still want it, still want a ton of it. Let's say you want $1 million in the next 2 years. You want to increase your income. Yeah, that would be nice. So if you want to increase your income, and what most people do is, oh my God, I've never made that much before. That's such a huge deal. It would save my whole world. It would be a miracle. And so we make it something that's so far out of our reach, rather than it's a number.
Yeah, it is. It is a number. It is possible. And let's say you say, I do want that $2 million. If it feels like it's just such a huge stretch, go for something that's still a stretch, but might feel a little more believable to you. Because let's say it's a $500,000. Going for $500,000, once you've done it, and you can, if you use some of the steps we're going to talk about, is you can then go for the next 500,000 or the next, and eventually you'll get to that 2 million, but it will feel like the next logical step when you get there, because if it feels like it's so far out of range to you right now, then you are not up to speed energetically or vibrationally with it. And so when it starts to feel like the next logical step, that's when you know you're getting closer. So it's okay to take baby steps. We're big proponents of taking baby steps.
Baby steps is progress.
Yes, it is.
And so here's what most people do. In fact, I was talking to a client the other day who said, I'm doing better on, she's an entrepreneur, and I'm doing better on sticking money aside every month so that I can pay my quarterly taxes. But I still feel behind, and it's making me very angry. And so the focus was on not enough progress, when I saw huge amounts of progress looking from my side.
Right.
So if she was focusing on, oh, I am making progress. In fact, I'm enjoying how well I'm doing. I'm so proud of myself.
Yeah.
She would get more.
Yes.
But what happens is we always think it's not enough. I don't have enough to pay off this bill.
Never good enough.
Going
never
too slow.
Enough.
Too slow, man. I want it here like 2 weeks ago, a year ago.
And that focus right there is what's got the crimp in the hose. And so even if it is tiny steps, it's acknowledge that you're doing really, really well. Whatever steps you're taking, you're doing really, really well. And start deliberately looking for signs of things signs that things are working and that it is moving in the direction that you want to. Deliberately. Because when you deliberately start looking for signs of things working, you'll start finding more things are working.
Yeah, it's amazing what a shift in perspective can do. I mean, even if you're only paying $5 more on your credit card than you did the month before,
that's enough.
If you focus on appreciating the fact that you can even do that, I'm telling you, the momentum that will be created will be faster than if you think, oh, it's not enough. I'm still only doing this much. Where's your focus? How can you make it light? How can you make it a game? It's always the question that we ask our clients. How can you make it a game?
Keep it light and make it a game. And you might just decide, today I'm only going to look for signs that things are working out for me. So maybe that's your game, and at the end of the day you tally up how many things you noticed today that were working in your life. And then you say, tomorrow I'm going to top that by 1, 5, 10, it doesn't really matter. But the more you do that, the more you focus on what you do want, and with law of attraction, you begin to attract more of that into your life.
Like, money is really just, literally, it's paper.
And sometimes it's not even paper. So
it's really about what's the perspective you want to hold about it, and you can make it a big, scary, out of reach thing or an overwhelming thing, or you can make it fun. I remember someone once asked me, I was in a coaching program, and they said, Gina, we're all going to now make financial plans. I went, what? Numbers? I'm really not interested in numbers. They make me kind of choke up, even though I'm in business, but ugh. And they said, okay, so what's a kind of financial plan you can get your mind wrapped around? I said, well, really, if I could do it any way I want, I would make a picture board with all the different things I wanted to spend my money on. And the person said, you know what, if that's the way you want to do it, that's fine. I said, you're kidding me. It can be that easy? Okay, I can do that.
So don't limit yourself in how you create your game. Vision boards are awesome. Anything that feels good to you. And if the number crunching doesn't work, both of us, our eyes go glazed over. So we've found ways to have it work for us, and you can too, and everyone is different. So you honor yourself and what really works for you and do it your way. You do get to do it your way.
That's a great point. There is no one right way to be about money. It's whatever way works for you. And if you have to start super small, it doesn't matter. I don't care if the world says, you've got to invest in your IRA, you've got to invest in real estate. Real estate's where it's at. If that doesn't feel like your game, forget it.
It's okay. It's okay.
So our big inquiry to you is, how can you make it a game, and what are some baby steps that you can take that will move you forward in the direction that you want?
Yes.
So until then, be prosperous.
And abundance abounds.
Go to the website, you'll see it on your screen.